Hi everyone, this is Larry Zericon Tars, and I'm doing a promise show tonight. I've been promising this for a while. This is on Mercury Retrograde, and what Mercury Retrograde actually is. We just came out of retrograde, and we're still feeling some of the issues that go along with it. We did a show the other night with Suzie Wright out of Nashville, Tennessee, an astrologer, and Suzie does all kinds of things. I'm going to play about a 10-minute segment of Suzie from our show last Saturday night talking about the Mercury retrograde. This is a question I asked her, and she answered it, and it was quite well, I think. So I'm going to show you now this around here. This is the page that we, from Blog Talk Radio, shows the Green Egg Show with Suzie Wright, and that's on the Pagan Music podcast channel, which is a great podcast channel on Blog Talk. And this computer is so slow, it's crazy. It's an old Gateway, but I got it for $40, so I can't complain much. There again, you can go see this, and the website address is blogtalkradio.com/pagan_musings, and then it's Green Egg with Suzie Wright. This is how you can get to her. This is a picture of Suzie. See if we get some more from her. She's done radio, TV, and she's quite a beautiful young lady. I'm going to go ahead and play this video, or play this audio. If you, in the background, you can hear Kellyanna's wonderful music going on. Now let me get this to pop up here. And hopefully this will pop up quickly. I want to go to the landscape. It's a little easier to see with. If you have any questions, just feel free to pop them in. We'll be doing some more radio shows, or television, or scopes, astroscopes, horoscopes, real soon. And here we go with the show.
He wants to know what's up with Mercury retrograde crap. Exactly like that.
It's funny. Well, how did I know this? I knew that was actually going to be a topic tonight. So I was just checking it out because I knew Mercury was going direct soon, and actually it in fact went direct yesterday. So, which means, I don't know, do you want me to explain like what Mercury retrograde is and why we get fouled up during that time and that sort of thing?
Please.
Okay.
Please do that.
All right. Well, Mercury, in its travels, he's the little fleet-footed messenger, moving along forward in one direction. What happens is, at three different times a year, it does something that's actually an optical illusion. It doesn't really go backwards. It's just the way we view it from Earth. But even though it's really not doing what it looks like it's doing, it does impact us. And so what happens is it moves along, and just say, for example, it stops at 15 degrees Libra, say. And what it's going to do is it's going to move backwards, and depending on what it's doing at that moment, or for that particular retrograde, it may go all the way back to like 1 degree Libra. And the point where it stops and begins to go backwards, and the point where it stops to begin to move forward again are always critical days, okay? So right now, yesterday was when it was stopping to move forward again. And when it stops to move backwards, what happens is, that's the day where everything all of a sudden you're just like, holy crap, I was doing all this stuff, I had this great momentum, and then and now I can't even think. Like, I just want to sit and watch TV, or I can't. I'm missing phone calls, and things aren't working out right. And as it moves backwards, it just is kind of.
Thank you for the heart.
What it does is it just messes with us. The idea of Mercury retrograde isn't to punish us and make us confused. It's actually to get us to slow down. That is really what it calls for. And that's why, they always say do everything with in front of it. Rework, reconnect, rethink, reorganize, anything with relax. You want to do anything like that during a Mercury retrograde as much as you can, because our brains are just not. When the planet that rules our thinking, and not only that, our hands and arms and all of that, we may find we're clumsy during those periods of time as well. The only option we really have in order to get through it successfully is to go with the flow, which is to slow down, stop and smell the roses, and so it'll go backwards and, do this kind of backwards motion for a while, and then at some point it's going to stop and begin to move forward again, and that's what it did yesterday. It stopped to begin its forward motion.
That would have been the 9th.
Now, here's the thing that gets everybody. You want to give this a week, when they tell you Mercury is going to go retrograde, they give you a date. Expect to start feeling it about a week before. And when everybody's yelling, yay, Mercury's going direct, expect to still be a little bit, still be dealing with a little bit of confusion for about a week afterwards. Because those periods of time are the shadow and the storm, is what they call them. So, Mercury has to get back to, so like I said, if it stops at 15 degrees Libra and then goes backwards to 1 degree Libra, say, it has to get back to 15 degrees Libra and beyond before we're kind of in the clear. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So,
yes.
That was funny how you said that. So, now here's the other thing. I'll tell you one more thing about it. If you were born with Mercury retrograde, you will feel more comfortable communicating and with your thoughts and gathering your thoughts and doing and just general communication during a retrograde. And that's what happens with me. I'm so much more fluent speaking and just thinking and organizing my thoughts when Mercury is retrograde. The rest of the time, I'm a hot mess.
Right off the bat, I've got somebody who's got one question for you.
Yes?
He wants to know what's up with the Mercury retrograde crap. Exactly like that.
All right, well, it's starting to repeat itself now. Wow. So, yeah, Suzie was on our show, the Green Egg Radio Show, on the Pagan Music's podcast channel, which is part of Blog Talk Radio. This channel is a very good channel to find all kinds of shows dealing with everything to do with paganism. We talk about different paths, paganism being a general over term, and we talk about all the different paths that are included in paganism. Everything from Azatru to Druidry to just anything you can think of on the show. The Green Egg Radio show's on every other Saturday, so it won't be on this Saturday, but it'll be on the next Saturday. And we have a special show coming up on Halloween night, and it plays from 7 o'clock Central Standard Time till about 9. It's usually a 2-hour show. It should be really interesting on the Halloween. We have a special guest that's going to come up and talk about politics in Florida, where he was involved in an issue down there. Hopefully, we'll be having that show on the Halloween Eve. But also, you can catch Reverend Phil and Callie Sarah doing the Pagan Musings podcast. You can Taylor Elwood, who does a wonderful magical experience show. We also have Reverend Gary from Kansas City area, who has a wonderful radio show also on Pagan Musings podcast. I cannot think of the name of the show right now. Sorry, Gary. But yeah, check us out. We have several shows there. You usually have pretty much a show every weeknight. We also have the Pagan Weekly News, that Reverend Phil and Kelly Sarah has been doing, and once in a while I'll pop in on there too. The Green Egg Radio Show is a show that I deal with mostly as a producer, but I also occasionally have my own show, which is the Zeracon Show, and I haven't done it for a while, but I got to get back into it. I think you will like it, and also I'm going to be sharing those shows here on Periscope also. Just want to say thanks everyone that's watched tonight, and thank you for the hearts that I seen earlier. If you're anywhere around Nashville, you catch Suzie Wright in Nashville, and she can do your charts and everything. And her handle is AstroGirl12. So if you look for her under AstroGirl12, just about anywhere, you're going to find her. She is quite knowledgeable, and we did 2-hour interview with her as opposed to this 5 minutes or so that I showed here. We did a 2-hour interview with her, and it was awesome. Lots of interesting information with the maiden mother and crone. I don't normally partake on the shows. Usually I'm just in the background making sure that everything's going right. This last show, we did have a lot of echoing in the phones. I'm going to have to figure that out for the next show. I think it was something to do with Mercury Retrograde and with Blog Talk Radio. I've had that before. And some people were Skyping in too, so that sometimes causes echoes. Again, I plan on doing another tarot scope probably Saturday night, maybe tomorrow night, but probably for sure Saturday night. Meant to do this show last night, but after the tarots, I did about an hour and 30 minutes of tarot readings, and it wore me down pretty hard. So, going to get off here now. Check out, follow me here on Periscope, and you'll be being part of some of my other shows that I do here. I do a magical book reviews, and I also do Taroscope, and sometimes I do some art. I do drawing and painting, and also I'm a styrofoam sculptor. So I will be doing all kinds of sculpts. As a matter of fact, this here behind me is a piece of my work. It's the Hermit card from the Universal Tarot deck. And he's carved out of styrofoam. It's all texturized, and it's put on a backing with a styrofoam frame around it. The entire thing weighs about 6 ounces, so it's very light. It's very cool. All right, guys, I'll let you go. Thank you for sticking around this long, and you folks that are in the replays, hope it came out good for you. And just and thank you for taking the time to spend some time with this old man. And I want to say good night to you. Goodbye.